Hello, Tumwater families. I hope you are well and getting a chance to enjoy this beautiful weather and hopefully some of the benefits of Thurston County moving to Phase 2 and beginning to reopen. Across our district, work continues to take place on all levels to complete this school year and plan for next year. For example, the district has partnered with Generation Wellness to educate and promote staff, student, and community wellness. In recent weeks, staff have participated in an online workplace wellness academy and follow-up Zoom meetings with Generation Wellness founder Lindsay Morris. The next phase, a family wellness online toolkit that addresses social and emotional wellness, anxiety, and more, is currently being piloted by a group of parent leaders. We anticipate providing that toolkit to all of our families in the next week or two. Our staff will welcome her this fall for professional development at the beginning of the next school year to set staff and students up for success when we restart. A few weeks ago, we invited you to participate in a survey to help us adjust and improve how we're doing school right now. The results of that survey are available on our website, and a link to the results was emailed to you earlier today. We'd like to continue to get your input over the next few weeks to make sure we finish the school year strong and have good information to plan for the future. A new survey was launched today, and that link was also emailed to you. It's also available on the website. I encourage you to take a few minutes to give your input, and we appreciate your time. As you know, our seniors this year have had their senior traditional rites of passage uprooted, and things look very different for their celebrations. To plan graduation ceremonies, we created a graduation task force made up of students, parents, staff, and administrators who reviewed thought exchange survey results from senior parents and students, as well as state and Department of Health guidance, and reviewed options available for graduation. One thing that was very clear from both the survey results and from student input is that an in-person graduation with family present was very important, even if it had to be delayed later into the summer. As a result, the task force decided to plan for an in-person event later in the summer with individual recognition opportunities in June for those students who are unable to attend later in the summer due to conflicts. Individual recognition ceremonies will be held on June 19th for Tumwater High School and June 20th for Black Hills High School. Later in the summer, Tumwater High School will hold their graduation ceremony on July 31st, and Black Hills High School will be on August 1st. Details of those events will be determined at a later date. Depending on gathering restrictions, our teams are at work on that now. We want to thank the task force for their work on this difficult task and are happy with the outcome. While it isn't our first choice, we feel like we're providing good options for our awesome class of 2020 students. So we all have a big question hanging over us at this time. What will school look like in September? I'd like to let you know the work that's happening at the state level as well as in our district to answer that question. We've been tasked by the state to plan for a non-traditional start to the school year, but also be prepared to pivot to a more robust continuous learning model as needed based upon county and state health requirements. The state has convened a Reopening Washington Schools Committee with over 120 participants, including educators, legislators, education partners, and stakeholders, to discuss and release guidance to districts around mid-June. In addition, the governor's office and state and county health officials have authority to set requirements and guidelines for reopening schools. Tumwater School District has convened a back-to-school team to discuss how we will prepare and respond to the range of options we have to reopen schools once those options are determined and communicated to us. Our goal will be to return to in-person instruction as much as possible while protecting the safety and health of our students, their families, and our staff. This spring, we've done our best to shift to a model of emergency remote teaching, and our staff and students have worked hard to make the best of a difficult situation. But we know next year we need to offer improved options. Our district is exploring the best way to provide full virtual learning next year for those students who need it, and we're looking for options to provide homeschool support to families who would choose that for the 2020-2021 school year. As you can imagine, the scenarios presented have no easy answers at this time. For example, if we have an in-person school and social distancing is required, a school bus that typically transports 70 students to and from school will be able to carry about 15 students. That makes transporting the number of students who currently ride our buses impractical, or at best extremely complicated. Additional questions we must answer are these. How do we provide safe and socially distanced passing time for our secondary schools? How would we meet expectations for screening of symptoms and social distancing as students enter schools, in classrooms, and during lunch and recess? These, plus a multitude of other questions, are what are before our teams at this time. We will continue to explore all of the options, and regardless of what school looks like in September, we're committed to providing the best education quality possible for your children. On another note, I'd like to share a reminder about the U.S. Census. If you haven't taken the federal census yet, it's not too late. The results of the census drive local funding for things such as schools, transportation, health services, and more. Thank you for taking time to hear this message, and please take a few minutes to provide your feedback on our district survey at the link that was emailed to you earlier today. We appreciate you, and we thank you for partnering with us on behalf of your children. Take care.